Coming up on News Live at 6, how DEI cuts are impacting students on the Hill, what Syracuse University is saying, and the latest in funding.
Plus, a local center is empowering the community for Black History Month. Our Sophia DeStasso breaks down their initiatives next.
And Governor Kathy Hochul announces a new initiative in response to Dodge cutting federal government jobs. What this means for New York State federal workers and the state. News Live at 6 starts right now.
CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
President Donald Trump's deadline to end diversity programs in schools and colleges is tomorrow. Hello and welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Cora Mayer-Costa.
And I'm Isabella Galan. Our Colleen Nakuda spoke with diversity professors on campus to see how it could potentially impact SU.
Orders through the U.S. Department of Education that say schools and colleges have 2 weeks to ban diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives on their campuses. If these school systems do not comply, they will risk losing federal funding. The directions state that the use of racial preferences in admissions, financial aid, and hiring will be erased in President Trump's attempt to eliminate wokeness from education systems in the U.S. There will be legitimate effects to Title IX, student loans, curriculum development, and support for special needs students.
I think one of the bigger things that people are maybe getting lost in translation is just because Trump is saying get rid of DEI policies, we are also seeing other organizations either double down or just kind of change the word, right?
Right.
I'm teaching a lot of my students that DEI is just the buzzword. It's just a buzzword. It means absolutely nothing if you're not going to put what type of diversity we're talking about. Are we talking about gender diversity, racial diversity, age diversity, socioeconomic status, that diversity? Diversity just means difference.
But what effect do these orders have on a private institution like Syracuse University? And does the university have a plan to protect DEI programs and cultural initiatives? Professor in Communications David O. here at Newhouse had some more insight as to what he thinks the legitimate impact of the Trump administration will be on DEI in schools.
If we force universities to get rid of classes that teach about the world, that teach about difference, then that's going to make it so that the university really starts to move away from its purpose and its mission, to be a place in which we have an open conversation about the universe of ideas.
Reporting from News, Colleen Nakuda, CitrusTV.
That was the sound of the continued demolition of Marion Hall. Demolition crews finished taking down the former residence hall earlier today. Crews are now moving on to its sister building, Kimmel Hall. SU has plans to build a new dorm in their place.
The New York State Department of Transportation announced lane closures on I-81. The southbound exit 27 near Destiny, USA will be reduced to one lane on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Closures will last until March 5th and is weather dependent.
Now, sticking with those lane closures, let's take a look at how that's currently impacting this highway. The on-ramp from Sunset Avenue to I-81 North will be closed for its third consecutive week today, which is very interesting.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our traffic cam right behind us. We can see traffic is moving pretty well. There doesn't really seem to be that much blockage or anything. Construction still seems to have cars moving along, and it doesn't look like the weather and the rain that we've been seeing a lot today has been messing with the traffic too bad.
Yeah, exactly. And especially on that weather, Bella, this rain has been crazy throughout today and has been absolutely hindering me personally with my walk to classes. It's terrible.
Not fun, not fun. Had to whip out the umbrella. It almost got flown away. But you know who has a little bit more on that is our weather anchor, Spencer Congel. Spencer, what do you have for us?
Yeah, well, it has been pretty rainy, at least a little bit warmer today. I'm definitely liking that. Right now, 38 degrees outside. Quite a bit warmer than it was last week, that's for sure. Feels closer to around 32 right now. As we move later into this evening, the temperature is going to be dropping down tomorrow morning, down below 32. We're going to see as low as 25 degrees tomorrow morning, and there is a chance of precipitation. So if that does end up coming through, we may see a little bit of snow tomorrow morning, not too much. I'll have more details on that later. Until then, Cora.
Thank you, Spencer. Now to new details on Syracuse crime. A dead body was found in a trash can earlier this afternoon. Police found the body on Hartson Street, close to the Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
Officials say the death is being considered suspicious with an ongoing investigation. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Syracuse Police Department. And 3 people are injured following a 2-car crash near Northcliffe Road involving a stolen car on Wednesday night. State troopers pursued the driver of the stolen vehicle, Najalik Booker, for about half a mile before Booker crashed into another car. Booker, his front passenger, and the driver of the other car were taken to Upstate University Hospital for their injuries. Booker was charged with 3rd-degree criminal possession of a stolen property, reckless endangerment, and unlawfully fleeing a police officer in a motor vehicle.
Lauder Metal Technologies is making a bid to take over Crucible Steel. Crucible filed for bankruptcy yesterday, and Lauder is pitching $1.4 million to keep operations open. Judge Wendy Kinsella already approved a bid by a French company, Era Steel, to purchase parts of its business for $17.3 million earlier this week. Lauder says they will provide the cash to make the purchase of the rest of the company.
The Roman Catholic Diocese of Syracuse confirms Bishop Grimes Senior High School will close and merge with Bishop Ludden. A notice was sent to parents, staff, and students a few hours after rumors started circulating this morning. The diocese says the decisions were not made lightly. The new combined school will be for grades 7 through 12 and will start next school year. The school will be officially called Bishop Ludden Grimes.
And a water supply company is offering 30 new water fountains to the Syracuse City School District. Zurin Elkway Water Solutions made the offer after lead was found in hundreds of fountains and sinks throughout the district. The company donates fountains and filling stations with lead-reducing filters to schools around the country. Now, it's nearing the end of Black History Month, and one local center is taking the steps to make an impact on the community. Our Sophia DeStasso is here in studio to share with us how the Mary Nelson Youth Center is doing just that. Sophia?
That's right, Cora. The Mary Nelson Youth Center became a nonprofit in 2009. Since then, Mary Nelson has been dedicated to creating a safe place, offering programs to educate and empower.
First, I was a Mary Nelson Youth Center, right? I said, no, I'm going to add something, one more word to that. I'm with Mary Nelson Youth Resource Center. I want to be that resource for my community. I want to make sure they have and educate them what's out here to help them and their children and them to live, because you have to build that foundation. If you don't build that foundation, it's going to not stand still.
They offer a women's support group, an at-risk youth program, and have rooms filled with resources for families.
And that's what the Mary Nelson Center is all about. Resources, community, family, and faith.
Based on her past experiences, Mary Nelson strives to bring hope to those who need it.
My journey began from a tragedy when I lost my nephew, Daryl Patterson, to gun violence. And I started a program making sure kids have what they need for school.
Her center is built on values that is translated into every person that walks through the door.
Sometimes I come to this center and I sit back here and I look at family and I look at faith. That's what keeps me going. I had a lot of pain in my life. And seeing the laughter up in here and seeing the people, that's what keeps me going.
The Mary Nelson Youth Center continues to be a pillar of hope and a place that offers a sense of community. For CitrusTV News, I'm Sophia DeStasso.
Thank you so much, Sophia. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has announced 3 new grant programs aimed at reducing extreme weather hazards. The programs are geared at strengthening watersheds, preventing floods, and protecting coastal areas. There are $80 million in funding available. Applications can be found at www.ny.gov and are due on June 6th.
And with DOGE making cuts in the federal government, many New Yorkers are losing their jobs. But Governor Kathy Hochul's new initiative is looking to give them back. In studio to tell us more is Lucy Schaefer. Now, this has been a developing story with Governor Hochul to get the jobs back to New Yorkers. So it's definitely a very interesting story to find. Lucy?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Governor Kathy Hochul announced this Tuesday the new initiative called You're Hired, which is in response to the recent cuts by the Department of Government Efficiency known as DOGE, who laid off thousands of workers in the federal government. This is a new effort to recruit those who have been laid off. To kick off this initiative, Hochul released a video message inviting federal workers to New York State. Take a listen.
Government might say you're fired, but here in New York, we say you're hired. In fact, we love federal workers. Whatever your skills, we value public service. Check out potential jobs at ny.gov/we-want-you. Come join our New York State family.
These cuts by DOGE have been based on what it considers wasteful spending in departments such as energy, education, health and human services, homeland security, and many others. DOGE says they have saved about $65 billion for its taxpayers by canceling grants and leases, cutting employees, and selling assets. New York State Department of Civil Service Commission's President Timothy Hoags sent out a statement in support of Kathy Hochul, saying, "Public service is a noble calling, and we're looking for the best and brightest to come work for New York State. Under Governor Hochul's leadership, we have been working hard to retain and recruit the next generation of employees and servant leaders." Hochul encouraged fired federal employees to check out a new web portal which includes job listings available in the state of New York. These jobs are for current state employees and open to the public. Many believe this is more of a political statement and will provide no relief, but we will have to see the future for the initiative for New York. Back to you guys.
Coming up, President Trump announces updates on tariffs. Find out when they're going into effect.
And the Trump administration's next step following the pause of foreign aid release. That and more after the break.
He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching CitrusTV News, live at 6 with Cora Mayer-Costa, Isabella Galan, and Spencer Congel. And now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. President Trump announcing this morning tariffs on imported goods. He already imposed 25% tariffs on imported goods from Canada and Mexico, as well as an additional 10% from China. This will go into effect on Tuesday. The tariffs have been on hold since February 3rd, and there was an uncertainty on whether they would go into effect.
In a Truth Social post regarding the tariffs, Trump addressed an overflow of drugs coming into the country from Mexico and Canada, saying until it stops, the proposed tariffs will stay enforced.
The deadline requiring the Trump administration to release $2 billion in frozen foreign aid is currently paused. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court John Roberts issued an administrative stay to give the court time to review the case.
In the hours leading up to Roberts' decision, the Trump administration met with the Supreme Court to urge them to take action. The U.S. government says they are unable to meet the goal of paying out the $2 billion.
President Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer met today to discuss the war in Ukraine. The two held a joint press conference after their meeting, and Trump said that they hope to reach a ceasefire soon.
And Starmer told Trump that the peace deal cannot reward Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet with Trump tomorrow.
And coming up on News Live at 6, I'll have your full 5-day forecast and a look at what kind of weather we can expect in March. Stay with us.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. This weekend, the temperatures are going to be a little warm for Friday and Saturday, and then things are going to be cold on Sunday and Monday. We're going back to those cold temperatures that we saw last week. Luckily enough, they're not sticking around for too long. Tuesday and the rest of next week is looking to be a bit warmer and pretty sunny. We are going to see a little bit of rain and maybe some snow this weekend. So, not too much. Definitely nothing like last week where we saw a crazy amount of snow, but there will be a little bit of that. So, don't put your winter jackets away just yet. Now, we are almost in March. We're just a couple days away. These are the temperatures from last March. We saw a high of 71 degrees and a low of 0, which was pretty abnormal. Usually we don't see a low that cold in March, as you can see there, that pretty odd day where it just went really cold. This March, the average was around 40 degrees, which is what I would expect, somewhere around 40 to 50 degrees throughout the month of March. As you can see, that's where kind of this line is for most of the month. So as we move into March in 2025, that's probably what we're going to expect. There's definitely going to still be a few days of snow, but hopefully we will see a couple of days of some nice 60-degree weather, especially towards the end of March. Once that spring weather really starts to kick in, I'm really looking forward to seeing that sun and that nice warm weather and not having to wear a jacket every single day of the month. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. That's all I've got in weather for now.
Yeah, I'm definitely more excited for that spring weather, and we have had a lot of record-breaking snow levels here in Syracuse, but what hasn't been record-breaking is Syracuse men's basketball seasons, but help is on the way.
Syracuse Athletics announced a new campaign built to bring more national championships to the 315. Our Benjamin Lefkowitz has the details on what they're doing.
The weather may be gloomy, but for Syracuse Athletics, the future couldn't be brighter. Just last week, Athletic Director John Wildhack announced a new Champion for Cuse campaign. The initiative hopes to raise up to $50 million for all Division I programs here at SU. The new campaign comes in a time when the landscape of Division I athletics is changing dramatically. The arrival of name, image, and likeness in 2021 has allowed college athletes to earn profit from sponsors and caused many schools to navigate the transfer portal.
Who gets how big of a slice of pie will be another decision. Hopefully we'll learn some about that. But the first step is Syracuse has indicated that they are going to try to meet the maximum allotment.
Syracuse alumni Jack Adler, who is the CEO and founder of Out to Win, an athlete marketing software which shows brands, agencies, and universities how to best utilize NIL, is impressed with the new program.
The way that Syracuse can best maximize their NIL efforts as a overall statement is going to be by involving alumni and those that are the biggest supporters and fans of the program in interactive ways.
Outside the JMA Wireless Dome, Bencher and Lefkowitz, Citrus TV News.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if that new campaign helps out, because right now things are not going too well for either Syracuse men's or women's basketball. We'll tell you about it when we come out.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving. I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Women are bad with money.
That's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses.
It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
I thought they communicated. I thought we, for the most part, took care of the basketball and we got the ball where it needed to be. So I'm just proud of this group.
Positive things about Syracuse men's basketball. Man, isn't that refreshing to hear for once? Welcome to Sports, everyone. I'm Adam Gotkin. Syracuse men's hoops entered last night's game against NC State hanging on by a thread. The Orange were in desperate need of a win to keep their ACC tournament hopes alive, and finally, everything came together. Let's show you how it went down in the Dome. Very tiny crowd on hand. J.J. Starling, the hometown kid in his penultimate home game of the season, and Syracuse came out firing. Jair Davis nails a three to make it 7-1 Cuse early on. Then how about this guy, Chris Bell, getting it going on offense. A really nice and one. That put Syracuse up 27-12 halfway through the first half, and they dominated the first half, led 38-25 after 20 minutes of play, and that domination did not stop as the game went on. Jair Davis again in the paint. This Syracuse team dominated in the paint, winning that battle 46-22. Eddie Lampkin again, the big man inside. He was a big part of that, his 12th double-double of the season. The Bananas, they were happy in the Dome. Syracuse comes up with a big 74-60 win inside the Dome, and this win gives the Orange some cushion now on the ACC tournament bubble. With this year's new format, remember, the bottom 3 teams miss out on a trip to Charlotte. Syracuse is currently 14th out of 18. The Cuse do have a 2-game lead with 3 to go, and SU has that tiebreaker on Cal, NC State, and BC, so just 1 win in the final 3 games clinches a spot in the conference tournament for Adrian Autry's team. For SU women's basketball, well, it's in a similar bubble battle. The Orange are at risk of their worst record in almost 20 seasons right now. The Cuse can avoid that mark with a win tonight against Pittsburgh. The Panthers are tied with the Orange for the first team out of the conference tournament right now. SU head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack is doing her best to keep her team locked in.
I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm sore as I don't know what. I'm out here shooting with them now. I'm begging. I'm crying. I'm pushing. I'm giving it everything I got right now, and I don't know whether that's going to help or not. But there's no doubt that.
Coach Jack doing everything that she can, and her team desperately needs to show up today, because with a loss, the Cuse would be in win and in territory for the season finale against Boston College on Sunday. Syracuse can guarantee a spot in the conference tournament with a win tonight. Tip-off between the Orange and Panthers is in about 35 minutes in the Dome. At least we've got one team exceeding expectations right now on campus, and it might not be who you'd expect. SU softball is off to a 12-2 start, its best in program history. The Orange are led by junior center fielder Madeline Lopez, whose .489 batting average right now is 5th best in the ACC. Spectacular stuff for her, and her team continues its gauntlet early season schedule on the road this weekend down in Newark for the Blue Hen Invitational. Syracuse plays Delaware twice, Quinnipiac twice, and Morgan State once. None of those teams are over 500 this season. And finally, some unfortunate news today out of the men's lacrosse program. SU head coach Gary Gate confirmed today that redshirt senior Jackson Birtwistle will miss the remainder of the season with a lower body injury. Birtwistle sustained this injury in the last game against Harvard. He was a key part of SU's second line over the last 3 seasons with over 50 career goals, and he's one of the few guys left on the team who was coached by John Desko. Now the Orange have to move on, and Syracuse takes on Utah on Saturday at 2 p.m. Back to you guys with more.
Thank you so much, Adam. When we come back, your Wake Up weather.
Rolling.
Sound is speeding.
Can you slow that down, please? This is 28-1. 28-1.
Tomorrow when you wake up, it'll be a little chilly compared to today out there, and there is a chance of snow tomorrow, but if there is any snow, it won't be too much. That's all I've got for weather. Cora and Isabella.
Thank you so much, Spencer. Well, it looks beautiful outside in that picture you had, and that dream of flying into space right above those clouds might be more reasonable than you just thought.
That's right, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is sending an all-women crew into space on its next flight. CBS host Gail King, Bezos' fiancée Lauren Sanchez, and singer Katy Perry are among the passengers. Cora, would you want to join them going to that flight?
Of course, it's such a stacked crew and such strong, independent women a part of it, and I just want to be in that group. Would you?
I don't think I can go to space. I think I would get too freaked out that I wouldn't come back.
Why? No, but like these are safe, I feel like, ish. Because
I mean,
these are
Katy Perry's
commercial.
there, so I mean, I guess I can trust her.
Exactly. I mean, come on. She said firework as a song.
Yes,
she's going to
she
be a
did.
firework going into space. We'll see that and more. But that's all for Citrus TV News live at 6 for this Thursday night.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. I'm Isabella Galan.
And I'm Cora Mayer-Costa. Have a great night, Syracuse.